If you want to see some dog that is cool, just watch out. Learn things that you didn't know, just watch out. Play the game that we know and love, just watch out. And follow what we outside, just watch out. This is the Swag Show.
All right, guys, Nick Huggett here. We're talking with Alan about Guitar Hero freaking Metallica. And it's about time. I know people have been waiting for this game for a really, really long time. Tell us about Guitar Hero Metallica, man.
Well, it's just this awesome game. It's just probably the most complete Guitar Hero experience ever. I mean, you combine like amazing playing Metallica songs, some great guest artists of people that they really wanted in the game, guys like, you know, Leonard Skinner and Slayer and Mastodon, and it's like the most metal game ever made. And then we put all these extra bonus features and extra content in it, and play with double bass and Expert Plus and all this cool. It's just this really great, fun, super fun game.
Now, that's one of the things right there that I don't think, you know, that the game hasn't done yet is double bass, and that's a very, you know, especially songs like One and everything, where you got that da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Can you tell us a little bit how the double bass feature works? Is it just like a regular real double bass, or?
Well, you know, normally when we track Expert for the game, like how we did in World Tour, is we try and track every single drum hit. But if you have a song with crazy double bass, you have to take out the double bass hits because no one can play all this with one foot.
Right.
But we were going to ship an extra pedal. You buy an extra pedal, and if you plug it in with a splitter, then you can have double bass pedals. So then we're like, well, we want to track every bass drum, and we give the players the option of plugging in the pedal and playing Expert Plus, which is basically every single bass drum tracked. You want to play the double bass in one, you want to try and play Slayer War Ensemble, you want to try and play Fight Fire with Fire, all those crazy double bass hits, you can.
Yeah, so the double bass part will actually be an add-on. It will not be included with it. Is that right?
There's some places where you can pre-order it and it'll come with the game, but otherwise you can buy it from like the Red Octane store and other places. Yeah.
So you mentioned a couple of the other bands. Can you tell us, you know, like give us a few more bands that are on here? And I'm a fanboy, so I have to ask: is there Pantera on here?
No Pantera. Sorry, that didn't quite make it. I would have loved to have seen it on the game.
Next time.
But you know, if you're just a fan of, like, you know, of hard rock and metal and just a fan of Guitar Hero, I think it's really is the best set list, one of the best set lists we've ever had. Because it's not just Metallica music. Like, if you like classic rock, then you're going to play Bob Seger, Leonard Skinner, Thin Lizzy, you know, awesome stuff like that. Newer rock, you can play the Foo Fighters and System of a Down. If you like, you know, newer metal, you can play the Sword and Mastodon. Older classic metal, you know, we have Judas Priest, you know, Slayer, Merciful Fate. There's just all this great music in the game, and it's all very, very fun to play music for the game.
Now, when you listen to Metallica songs, I mean, they're all, like, as far as, you know, coming from a guitarist standpoint, they're all pretty, you know, difficult songs to play on a guitar. How do you decide what gets put in, like, the first tier and what gets put in like the highest tier? I mean, they're all, you know, most of them have like really wailing solos and all this kind of stuff. How did you guys pick and choose, you know, the progression of the song list?
Sure. Well, that sort of comes naturally from the Expert track of the song. When we track the songs, you know, we try and do every single note in Expert, obviously.
Right.
And that sort of dictates the placement of everything. I will say that the high end of this game, the Expert stuff and the Expert Plus at the very high end, you know, at the end of the game is very, very hard. You know, Slayer and Fight Fire with Fire, for example, totally hard. Right. But earlier in the game, there's some songs that aren't so hard. Like, the game starts off, you play For Whom the Bell Tolls. Okay. Classic Metallica song, but it's more of a slower feel. It doesn't have a big crazy solo in it. So we start the game off with that easier stuff, and then because we couldn't start, if we did it chronologically, you'd play Hit the Lights and you'd fail out right away. So we started with the easier stuff. You know, you play like Unforgiven, then we have stuff like, you know, Leonard Skinner, Tuesday's Gone, and Bob Seger, a little bit easier stuff, and then it sort of progresses from there to the harder stuff at the end.
Okay. Is this hooked up? Can you show us a little bit of gameplay on here? Or, all right. so far. You got so far. Well, I mean, this is definitely it looks like one of the songs to beat. I mean, like in Guitar Hero 3, you know, everybody and their mother was doing, you know, their videos on Through Fire and Flames on YouTube. I mean, like, what do you think is going to be like on this game is going to be like the song to beat? Is it going to be Hit the Lights?
That's not the hardest song in the game.
Really?
I would say probably the hardest thing in the game is probably Slayer's War Ensemble. At least on, you know, guitar and drums, it's insanely hard. If you're gonna sing Stone Cold Crazy from Queen is just the epitome of fast singing that's just shot out there and lots of range, and so there's a lot of tricky stuff in the game.
I'm sure a lot of people already know this, but can you tell us the how much this is going to cost and what the what platforms it's going to be on?
Oh, it's going to be on everything. You know, PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, the Wii. That'll come out March 29th, and shortly thereafter on the PS2. I think the pricing is, you know, it's $59.99 for 360 and PS3, and $49.99 on the Wii and PS2.
Great. And one other question. I saw that some of the, you know, like the arena they were in, are they all fictional arenas, or are they actual? Are there any real arenas that they actually played at, or?
All the arenas are based off of places that Metallica's played at, ones that are important to them. You know, there's places like Tashina Airfield where they played for like 500,000 Russians, and, you know, places like the Los Angeles Forum. It's all based on real stuff.
Cool, excellent. And so the games are out. You said for Wii, it's out March 27th, right?
29th, Xbox 360, PS3, and the Wii, and shortly thereafter on the PS2.
All right. Well, there you go, guys. Guitar Hero Metallica is finally here. Thank you so much, Alan, for showing us this awesome game. All right, guys. Here I am back from the Guitar Hero Metallica event, and it's time to check out some of the cool swag that we got this time. Okay, so the first thing we got here is a Guitar Hero Metallica wristband, and for those of you that are fans of Metallica know, you cannot be a fan of Metallica and not have a wristband. I mean, it's just a given. You gotta have one, right? And the second thing we got here is the Guitar Hero Metallica t-shirt, and that's just awesome. I mean, it's very similar to the Guitar Hero 3 one that I have, the Legends of Rock. They just put Metallica on there, but I definitely am going to wear this shirt with pride. And then the last thing we got here is actually the second kick drum pedal. For those of you that want to play double bass on Guitar Hero Metallica, because this is one of the first games where you can play the double bass drum, now we can play it. Now, for those of you that don't have it yet, if you pre-order a Guitar Hero Metallica through a lot of the retail outlets, they will actually throw in a pedal for free. So if you haven't pre-ordered Guitar Hero Metallica yet, I suggest you go out and do it. That way you can get your free second kick drum pedal to do double bass. And of course, one of the things that everyone wants to know about Guitar Hero Metallica is the set list. What are the songs that are going to be on there? Now, in a nutshell, they're essentially taking at least 2 songs from each one of their studio albums, and it's going to be on the game. So, you know, of all their albums that they've done in studio, at least 2 songs from each album. So I'll give you a few of these songs that are going to be on here. Not the entire set list, but I'll give you some here. So we've got Hit the Lights, Seek and Destroy, Fight Fire with Fire, For Whom the Bell Tolls, Battery, Master of Puppets, Shortest Straw, One, Enter Sandman, Sad But True, King Nothing, Fuel, Memory Remains, Cyanide, and there's a whole bunch more, guys. There's just so many awesome Guitar Hero, Metallica songs on Guitar Hero Metallica. I had a blast with it. Alright, so there you go, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of The Swag Show. Guitar Hero Metallica coming out at the end of March. It's going to be a blast. Thanks again. I'll see you next time.